Want to know why now is a great time to sell your property in Spain? In this video, we're going to analyze the real estate market of 2022 in Spain. Is this a new real estate boom, or are we facing an imminent market crisis? Let's have a look. At the moment, the statistics of the real estate market that we have in mid-August 2022 are irrefutable. This is a great time to sell a property, or at least it still is. The data provided by official entities continue to speak of records of sales and prices. We can see that the demand continues to be stronger and higher than the supply, which is decreasing more and more thanks to the rising construction costs of new buildings. What is not clear to us at the moment is how long this trend will go on. For the time being, the European Central Bank intends to curb inflation at all costs, and to do so, it is using interest rate hikes. What does this mean? Well, up to now and for years, the banks have been able to borrow money from the Central European Bank at 0% interest. In other words, free money. By raising the interest rate by half a point, this situation changes so that banks will obviously pass this increase on to us, the clients, customers. Well, consequence number one would be that the mortgages will be more expensive. As for the EURIBOR, it has already exceeded the 1% mark last June and is expected to continue to rise. All this could mean that the demand for housing could be affected in the coming months. Let's now have a look at what happened with home sales and purchases in the first part of 2022. At the moment, as I said at the beginning of the video, we continue to see record figures in terms of the numbers of sales and purchases, but it seems that the trend is beginning to soften. If we look at the latest report from the National Institute of Statistics here in Spain, we can see that the sale and purchases of homes increased by 18.8% year on year in June 2022. Specifically, more than 58,000 sales were signed. So to give you an idea of whether this is good or not, these numbers, we haven't seen these numbers since June 2007, which was before the global economic crisis. On the other hand, the number of transactions decreased by 3.4% in June compared to May, which is a moderate reduction, but which could mean a change of trend. A trend that began once the quarantine pandemic was over, and when the demand for apartments and properties in general shot up, particularly due to family savings and also to the new desire of many people to live in different environments with more space, with a terrace, or even outside of the big cities. Therefore, according to the National Institute of Statistics, we have that in 2021 we've had 35.2 more home sales that in the year before, which is 2020. Well, what about the price of housing this year, 2022? What's going on with that? Well, as I was telling you a few moments ago, as long as there is more demand than supply, the price of housing will continue to increase. In addition, the war also influences the prices since the cost of construction materials has been seriously affected by this, and to such an extent that even some new construction works have been paralyzed, postponed due to the high costs. So with that being said, according to the Housing Price Index, we have that during the first quarter of 2022, the price per square meter rose by 8.5% year on year, this accumulating 32 consecutive quarters of growth and posting the highest rise since the summer of 2007. The price of second-hand housing rose by 8.2% and the new construction by 10.1% compared to the same period of last year. The reasons for these increases in house prices are as we said before, strong demand versus low supply and the war in Ukraine. But what about the EURIBOR? How does that affect everything? Well, following the rise in interest rates, the EURIBOR quickly positioned itself at 1.2%. Let's remember now that the EURIBOR has been negative for many years now. Its return to positive ground means that mortgages will become more and more expensive. Also, this may lead to a decrease in the demand for housing, which in turn may cause housing prices to stop rising or to rise less in any case. In other words, experts believe that the demand for housing will decrease over the next few months in Spain, and that prices will stop rising in the way that they have been rising so far. Even though mortgages are going to be more expensive from now on, we still find that interest rates are very low compared to historical highs. So this means that at the moment there is still a strong and active demand, and that buyers are in a hurry to find a property. The rush is due to the fact that the interest rates may rise, and the EURIBOR as well in coming months. So with every month that passes by, pretty much without finding a property to buy a home, the buyers will have to pay more and more. So if you want to sell your property, now is the time to do it. I hope you found this video useful. If so, please give us a like, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, because in this way you will help this content to reach more people who may find it useful. Thank you, and until next time. Ciao.